So, in my opinion, the way this has been handled by the LA Clippers has been just embarrassing. The greatest player in the history of your franchise going out like this, in my opinion, this is just like this is completely unacceptable. It is completely unacceptable for me anyway. Like, I don't know what you guys think about it, but for me, I think it's completely unacceptable that the GOAT of your franchise, I don't think there's any real question about that, who the GOAT of the LA Clippers is. It's Chris Paul. It is absolutely positively Chris Paul, no matter what anyone else wants to say. So you have Chris Paul, obviously, who is realistically your franchise GOAT, and you just sent him home. And it's one thing about sending him home. If you guys don't know, like, Chris Paul basically, he can't do anything. The Clippers, because they can't release him because they won't be able to sign anyone new. So they're just literally holding him hostage. And the expectation is that Chris Paul is not leaving the Clippers. That is the expectation, by the way. This isn't like just a me thing. The expectation is that Chris Paul's final field goal was in fact a huge 3-point shot to cut the lead to 32 against Miami. Says he's unlikely to be signed by another team. There are other teams that would sign Chris Paul. No question about it. And the Oklahoma City Thunder just based on like if they came in knowing he was coming in as a vet, just purely based on the experience he has had with that franchise. And look, a lot of, like, he is a big reason why they are where they are. He's a big reason why Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is an MVP. And we've now got Doc Rivers, or not Doc Rivers, he's Ty Lue saying this.
Like it, it just didn't work out like we thought it would, and like I said, I don't like it for CP, but it just wasn't a good fit, and we understood that. And so, like I said, it was an organization, they made the choice, and so moving forward, we got to see what we do. So, we'll see.
You said it was an organizational decision. Were you part of that decision? Do you agree with the decision? And do you think...
Apparently, from what I've read, players and it doesn't say players and coaches were involved in it, but there is people saying players and coaches were happy with it, which is, it's almost the same thing. It's almost the same thing, being like, were you involved with this? I mean, I didn't ask for you. Like, I didn't ask you to be fired, but I fucking wanted you fired. Like, somebody that was involved obviously relayed the stuff from the players, and it looks like they're just looking for a scapegoat. If I'm being honest, I would say they're looking for a scapegoat, and Chris Paul is an easy scapegoat.
This will help your team moving forward.
I don't think it necessarily helped our team. I mean, I don't think the reason why we're 5-16 because of CP's play. I just think that it wasn't a good fit for what he was looking for, and it is what it is. And so, do I want to see CP go out like this? No, I have a lot of respect for him. He's been a friend of mine over the years, and you never want to see a great go out, like this. But I'm pretty sure he will find something because he's a great player. And so.
I'm pretty sure he'll find something because he's a great player. The LA Clippers are not going to get rid of him. Like, it's looking like the Clippers are not going to get rid of Chris Paul. So, and also to say that he's been a good friend. Like, they weren't even on speaking terms. Like, Chris Paul was at least trying. He was at least trying to have a meeting to try sort all this out. There was at least some attempt by Chris Paul to get things back on track. Clearly not from the other side. Need Adam Silver to create an expansion team roster with all the disgruntled senior citizens in this league. And that's the thing when it comes to Chris Paul. Like, he is still Chris fucking Paul. Like, whenever someone themselves questions, they have the answer. You immediately know they're lying. They ass off. Lou and Frank acting sassy for a team in this much disarray. Damn, called him a friend and refused to speak to him for weeks. How is Ty Lue still employed? He won a championship a decade ago. We saw it with Doc Rivers. If you win a ring, you are forever. You have tenure. You have absolute tenure. Like, you can be one of the most successful coaches in history, but if you couldn't if you weren't able to, that's just final game. It didn't matter what happened. Like, it's not Mike D'Antoni's fault that Amare Stoudemire and Boris Diaw got banned for jumping off the bench. But Mike D'Antoni, I think everyone's in agreement that the Phoenix Suns win the championship if they don't jump off the bench. the Phoenix Suns win that championship. But, you know, Mike D'Antoni, who's one of the most successful, who's one of the best coaches in the history of the sport, they turned on Mike D'Antoni's done. Like, Mike D'Antoni has not had a job since losing in the second round of the playoffs with a team who, in the decade before he signed with that team, won one playoff series. I'm just trying to think, from Hakeem to Mike D'Antoni, if I'm not mistaken, the Houston Rockets won... No, they made a conference finals under Kevin McHale. They won 3 playoff series. Mike D'Antoni with the Rockets won 4 in 16, 17, 18. They win, what was it? Did they win 4, maybe 5? Am I right in saying they won more playoff series with D'Antoni in the 4 seasons D'Antoni was there as they did in the 20 years pretty much before he was there, and he hasn't got a job since. But because Ty Lue won that ring, he's tenure. If you win a championship, you have pretty much got tenure in the league. If you're won a championship and you're a former player, because Mike Malone just did not seem to get that same luxury. He did not seem to get that same luxury. But yeah, the Clippers are, like, they are just embarrassing themselves at this stage. We have to be real here. The Clippers are absolutely just embarrassing themselves. They are looking like they're a franchise that shouldn't be taken seriously. And if we're being completely honest, this is the LA Clippers we're talking about. They absolutely should not be taken seriously. This is the Clippers. Like, I get it. The LA Clippers were looking competent for a while. And you want to know a major reason why the LA Clippers look competent? The dude who they are basically treating like trash right now. Like, they won't even cut him. They won't even cut him because of the way their salary cap situation is. If the LA Clippers waived Chris Paul today, and no other team signed him, it is what it is. But it's looking like they're not even going to cut him. And for that reason, it's looking like his career is going to be sitting on the sidelines for the Clippers. Like, he was exchanging jerseys. Chris Paul deserved a farewell tour. Maybe not like a Kobe type farewell tour, but with what he has meant for the game, some form of a farewell tour. But that's looking like it's not, like, not that it's not looking like it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. The farewell tour is absolutely not going to happen because he might not play another game, which is awful for, again, one of the greats of the game to realistically be done. Like, to be completely done at this stage in his, well, not even at this stage in his career, like this. This is one of the most pathetic ways I've seen a team go out from a team, or a player go out from a team perspective, and it's getting a bit ridiculous. But anyway, I'll see you guys.